Bubba Wallace is furious after the race at Martinsville Speedway. Not only that, but Jordan Bianchi just revealed a major bombshell regarding Bubba Wallace's future in NASCAR. In an exclusive announcement that has the racing community buzzing, Bianchi makes a bold prediction that could change the game for Bubba. So what comes next? After the rumors, has Wallace found a replacement for himself? What does he have to say about his upcoming races? Stay tuned to find out, but before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more whereabouts on NASCAR. Bubba Wallace went into the 2023 NASCAR season with high hopes after taking the number 45 car to the round of 12 in the Owners' Championship and winning a playoff race at Kansas Speedway against the likes of Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell. It was evidence that Wallace's hard efforts were beginning to pay off, as his level of achievement continued to rise. As of right now, 9 points-paying races have been completed in NASCAR, but the driver of the number 23 car has had considerable difficulties up to this point. To start the year, Wallace has one finish in the top 5, 2 places in the top 10, and an average finishing position of 19.4 so far. One NASCAR insider talked about Wallace's future and what he could do in the sport. Wallace's fame is already on the rise. There's still a lot of time left in the 2023 season for Wallace to improve his performance, despite the fact that he has not exactly been at the top of his game so far. In spite of his troubles, the driver of the number 23 vehicle for 23XI Racing is currently only 31 points behind the cut line necessary to qualify for the playoffs. At the Martinsville Speedway over the weekend, Wallace was able to record his first top 10 results since the third race of the season, despite the difficulty of the task. There were several examples of his struggles that were revealed between his 2 finishes in the top 10 of their respective categories. Wallace suggested that his team, 23XI Racing, should find someone else to drive for them after the race at Circuit of the Americas. Nonetheless, the team continued to openly back him despite his struggles. Now at Martinsville, which might be considered the beginning of a solid run. Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic appeared on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio to talk about Bubba Wallace's future in NASCAR. The interview resulted in high praise for Wallace as a person who still needs to improve as a driver. I think Bubba Wallace has the potential to be one of those guys that you're going to see on all of the late-night talk shows and all of the cross-promotional stuff that you saw Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jeff Gordon do back in the day. He's got that personality, he's engaging, he's captivating, he's funny. All of the stuff you want. He just has to have success on the track to kind of back it up. He's starting to get there, but there's still a little bit ways to go. When Earnhardt and Gordon were at the height of their competition against one another, NASCAR was at its most successful. Both drivers were instrumental in developing NASCAR into the sport that it is now, and Bianchi is confident that Wallace will be the one to take the sport to the next level. NASCAR needs its superstar driver, the one that everyone recognizes, even if they don't follow the sport closely. The NFL has Patrick Mahomes, the NBA has LeBron James, and the MLB has Shohei Ohtani. There is not a driver in NASCAR who is both well-known and a superstar at this time. Wallace is capable of developing that kind of personality. The only thing that needs to happen for him is to be successful on the track. That does not mean that you will only have one victory per season. It means winning numerous races each year, which is something the driver, who is currently 29 years old, is capable of doing if things start to go well for the number 23 team. Wallace has a really promising future in front of him, and the hopes that people have for him are unquestionably rather high. Even if the 23XI driver does not end up being one of the sport's all-time greats, he has the potential to have a significant impact on a variety of areas of the sport. Wallace is unconcerned with his team's sluggish start to the season, telling the media ahead of the NOCO 400 at Martinsville Speedway that he believes he can be the car to beat if he can defeat himself psychologically. Bubba Wallace is also looking forward to the next round of races, citing Martinsville as his favorite track. Wallace finished 7th in the autumn 2022 race at Martinsville, his first top 10 result on the circuit in the Cup Series. On Sunday, April 16th, he was 10th at the start of the race and 9th when it was over. During Stage 2 of the NOCO 400, the driver from Mobile, Alabama, got a speeding penalty on the pit road. He had to go through it again, which slowed him down during the 400-lap race. However, Bubba Wallace Jr. and the crew of the number 23 car were able to take advantage of a late caution flag for a stray wheel on the racing surface, which allowed them to get a head start on the rest of the competition. After deciding to take a more conservative approach to his tire strategy, Wallace Jr. was finally successful in securing the 9th place finish. The 29-year-old driver went on to explain the ways in which he has been working to improve his performance at 23XI Racing, stating that, "We're firing on all cylinders, maybe misfiring here and there. I've tried to step up and be a leader these last 3 weeks, finishing races and not crashing out of lap 5. We got a massive hole to climb out of, and there's no better group that I would rather do it with. We're hungry, we're ready." What are your thoughts on Wallace's outlook after the race at Circuit of the Americas? Tell us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button for more updates. Denny Hamlin, co-owner of 23XI Racing, and Bubba Wallace Jr., a driver for 23XI Racing, grew extremely comfortable with each other on the track over the course of the 400-lap NOCO 400 at Martinsville Speedway. During the race that took place on Sunday, the driver and owner team of Hamlin and Wallace Jr. were spotted wrestling and using each other's bumpers as Hamlin attempted to pass Wallace Jr., who was attempting to stay on the lead lap. After the race, Denny Hamlin provided further detail on the entire situation in an episode of his podcast titled Actions Detrimental, in which he stated, "I was behind Bubba for a really long time. I'm getting frustrated. I gotta dive in here, and when I dove in, he came down. We hit, and I came up the track. For 4 straight laps, he had my rear tires off the racetrack. It's easy to see that he's going to his best track this weekend and then to 2 tracks where he has won cup races in the next 3 weeks, so if he's desperate, he's not acting that way." Wallace told Fox's Bob Pockrass, "The season has just begun, and we have a lot of chances. I'm sure that we can do it and get there. My biggest rival is myself, and if I can beat him, we should win this weekend's race." Last week, Wallace's crew boss at 23XI Racing, Booty Barker, said on SiriusXM that there are no more reasons to lose the rest of the season. Baker said, "I'd say that most of the time we did have speed, but as a team, the number 23 car needs to get better. From that speed, we need to get wins. I feel like we will. Yes, we will." He continued, "I'm not saying this stretch of songs was necessarily our group's best, but that's no reason to ignore it. You have to do it. You got to do good. We better get after it here coming up. We can't use these as an excuse. I'm looking forward to them." Wallace has only finished in the top 10 once this season when he was 4th in the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. In the Food City Dirt Race at Bristol Motor Speedway Dirt, he came in 12th. Wallace came back from a spin on the 11th lap to finish 3rd. Bubba Wallace Jr., a driver for 23XI Racing, appears to be in a positive frame of mind as he prepares for his next race, which will take place at Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama. This weekend, Bubba Wallace will go to Talladega to take part in a health event. As part of the Go Live Better program, NASCAR star Bubba Wallace is scheduled to be at the Talladega County Health Department's Community Health event on Saturday, April 22nd, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There will be games for the whole family, access to Walmart health services, music, the painting of a mural inspired by Talladega, and a visit from NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace. A news release says that during the 2023 NASCAR season, Walmart will do things at local Walmart stores and community centers in many racing places to show how important community health is. Walmart's mobile wellness clinic will be at local events. There, people can get basic healthcare services like blood pressure and diabetes tests, vaccines, and eye exams. Watch Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace compete in the Geico 500 at Talladega Superspeedway on Sunday, April 23, 2023 at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. So that's all we've got for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the upcoming video.